Hello and welcome to this episode of the Sunderland Mind No Filters podcast. Today we speak to Annie Murphy from MoneyWise Credit Union. MoneyWise is the oldest and largest credit union in the North East, and Annie is going to talk us through some of the key features of their service that can help the people of Sunderland save, plan ahead and make our money work better for us. So today we are joined on the podcast by Annie from MoneyWise. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Annie Murphy. I'm the Community Development Officer for MoneyWise Credit Union.
And for our listeners who don't know, who are MoneyWise? What services do they provide?
MoneyWise is the oldest and largest credit union in the North East. We're now in our 31st year. We have over 12,000 members and they range in age from newborn babies through to retired people. We also have employed and unemployed people and students. And credit unions are open to anybody in the local community who wants to join. And as soon as you join, you become a shareholder in the credit union because we're cooperatives, not for profit.
Mm-hmm. So what happens if you do become a shareholder? What do you have access to?
As a member of the credit union, you can save on a regular basis with us. You can do that via direct debit, or if you live where our branches are, we have branches in Newcastle, Stockton, Middlesbrough and Redcar. You can call in and make a deposit and do withdrawals. Or alternatively, if you're happy with online, you can join online and then set up a direct debit. And if you want to withdraw your money, you can ring the branch and they will put your savings back into your bank account. Or equally, you can do the withdrawal yourself once you've got an online account.
So what other services are available for people in Sunderland?
We also have an Engage card, which is run by an external organisation nationally. But in order to apply for it, you have to be a credit union member. And that acts as a bank account because a lot of people still cannot get a mainstream bank account because they don't have the right ID. They might be moving between properties. They could be escaping domestic or financial abuse and sofa surfing. But at the credit union, you can actually claim your benefits and get them paid into the credit union and then apply for an Engage card, and that will give you a bank account card, the same as it's a Visa card, and it operates the same as any other bank account. And once again, that was really crucial during the first lockdown because we didn't know as a branch whether we would be able to remain open on a daily basis. And we encouraged those members who were getting their benefits paid in and coming in on a weekly basis to withdraw their benefits to actually go for the Engage card because we wanted to be reassured that they actually had access to their money should we have to close because of the pandemic. And the other product we have, which is extremely popular, is Family Loan, and that's directed at people who are in receipt of child benefit. If they agree to get their child benefit paid into the credit union, they can apply for a loan of up to £750 without any credit check, because we know that quite a few people have got a poor credit history for one reason or another. The way it works then is when your child benefit comes in on that regular basis, whether that's fortnightly or monthly, we immediately take the loan repayment off and then the rest of the benefit is yours. And that was really popular with parents during lockdown, both times, because when the schools shut, a lot of families didn't have access to iPads or laptops. And that with the family loan, they were able to go out and purchase them and ensure that their children could continue to stay connected with school for lessons. Families also use it for school uniforms, because as we know, you can't stop a child growing. There isn't a magic pill. And uniforms are extremely costly. And if you've got more than one child at the same school, then that's treble the cost. And so the family loan proved to be very effective to enable people to do that as well.
So is there anything that you can offer in terms of budgeting? Can people come to you for... Can you offer it in schools per se, work environments, anything like that, where people can learn how to use these budgeting tools themselves?
Yes, I've been doing some work within the primary schools in Sunderland recently with citizens' advice. I do, the first part of the session is around finance and budgeting and getting the children to explore what's the difference between a want and a need. And then I give them a budgeting exercise where they're told they've got £300 a week to live on, and they've got certain choices that they've got to make. And then that moves into, once they look at, well, actually they haven't got any money left. What happens then? As I've just said, if your washing machine breaks down, where do you go? So then I explore the issue of credit. But then we also touch on the dangers of loan shark and illegal money lending. And Citizens Advice have got a brilliant board game called Hunt the Shark. And that was developed through proceeds of Crime Act money that they got from the illegal money lending team. And so it's raising the children's awareness at a very young age of the importance of budgeting. But I do a similar session with adults, and I've done that in colleges, I've done it in community centres and family hubs with local people. And it's resource-led. It's not me lecturing and saying, you need to be doing X, Y and Z. But people can actually go away with budgeting tools like a household expenditure tool. But I've also got one that I created called Other Costs Throughout the Year. And that is it's like a calendar of the 12 months, but down the side of the list of things that people forget about but happen every year. So birthdays, Christmas, Easter, school holidays if they've got children, school uniforms. And that helps you plot out where the sort of the peak times that you're going to need a lot of additional money are. And you can plot that across the year and then add it up, divide it, and it will give you an idea of how much you need to start saving on a regular basis. So you're not suddenly surprised when you look at your calendar and they go, oh, no, I've got 3 birthdays this month. So there you go. Really, it's just to emphasise the importance of saving. And once you become a credit union member, you can also apply for loans with us. And we are an ethical lender, and we don't lend irresponsibly. And we don't lend to people if we really look at that they couldn't afford to pay this back, because we're not about getting people into more debt. We're about helping people get out of it in a way or avoid it. We do have consolidation loans, which have again proved really useful for people who might be carrying a credit card. They might have a car repayment. They could be paying for a washing machine or a cooker or a laptop. And when they add that all up and apply to us for a loan to sort of pay all those off, they'd actually be better off each month, because they'll be paying back less with one payment than they would split across those 4 or 5 other payments. So again, it's just a way of us trying to encourage people to think ahead and plan ahead. But then if something unexpected happens, as credit union members, you can apply for a loan with us.
So those resources that you were talking about before with the calendar and things like that, are they available to the public, or how would people get in contact with you to get one of those? Well, they
can contact me, and I can send them out, if you like, or if they're associated with a community centre or something like that, via yourself, they could contact you, Neve, and say, we've got interest here, there and everywhere, and then I can come out. I can bring those resources with me. On our MoneyWise website, we do have some financial resources on there as well, which is one is about how to repair your credit score, or what your credit score means, and a budgeting template as well. So if they go to moneywise.org.uk, that's our main website, and you'll see the information about us. Some testimonials are there as well from some of our members.
I think it's really important to use these tools at the moment as well, because we're coming to the end of the first month with the energy price increase and things like that. And I think it's just important to get you on and let our listeners know about the products and the services that MoneyWise can provide, especially at this time of year. I think the calendar is a really good idea, because I tend to have 3 or 4 birthdays in December plus Christmas, and it all rolls around, and you never remember, and it all comes at once.
It does. And I think that you're right, that everybody's experiencing the rise in energy costs, the general cost of living and fuel. But again, I know I sound like a broken record, but if you start saving, then however little it mounts up, and everybody is trying their best to budget at the moment and cut corners. But ultimately, you really need some money behind you, just as a little safety net. And for those of you with children, particularly, the shock when you open their bag and there's a letter home from school saying it's World Book Day next week, or we want to take them out, on an adventure for an afternoon, but that costs money. So we do have children's savings accounts as well that people can open in the child's name. And again, that's a really effective way of teaching children early the value of money. And so that if school trips do come up, they can use their own savings. And that's taking pressure off the parents.
Yeah, definitely.
People need to understand that we are governed by the Financial Conduct Authority and the Prudential Assurance. So your money is safe with us. Should we go bust, which we're not going to, but, banks and building societies over time have had that. Your money is protected, so up to £75,000 per individual saver's savings are protected. So your money is perfectly safe with us. And our shareholders, our members, our shareholders aren't in the Cayman Islands. They're in Byker, they're in Sunderland, they're across the region, because we cover from Northumberland all the way down to Redcar and Cleveland. And you are our members, our shareholders. We have a board who regulate and oversee our business on a regular basis, and they are made up of members as well. So it's all within the members' hands.
Yes, it's good to have that peace of mind.
Yeah, it is.
It is. So where can people find MoneyWise on social media? Have you got branches that people can pop into? Is it over the phone?
Right, well, we have branches in Byker, in Newcastle, in Stockton. Is Tees Credit Union that comes under MoneyWise, and then in Middlesbrough and Redcar we have South Tees Community Bank. You can just use the one website, which is www.moneywise.org.uk, and that will take you to our site. We also have a Facebook page, and through our Facebook we also work very closely with our partners, and we produce a social media calendar every month. And we send that out to partners, so that's got key messages on. So next month, for instance, might be Stress Awareness Week. So we're stressing the need for people, if they feel stressed, that these are the agencies that are out there to support them. We work very closely with Mind as well, because we're very aware that financial health can impact on people's mental and emotional health.
Definitely.
And that's not just the adults, that's the children, because of the pandemic, for the first time, a lot of children are experiencing their families struggling financially, and that's having an impact on them.
Absolutely.
We have a rent account that has been developed, and that is a 3-way agreement between the tenant, the landlord, and MoneyWise. The tenant agrees to get their benefits paid into the credit union, and when their benefits come in, we pay the landlord immediately the rent, and then the rest of the benefits are the members to take out. And that is a really good way, and it's aimed at the private rented sector, of people securing their tenancies, because at least their rent's paid, and the landlord's happy because they're getting their rent, but the tenant knows that actually their tenancy's secured. And then the rest of the benefits that they've got are theirs, but the key thing has gone out, which is making sure they've got a roof over their head.
So where can people find you, Annie, if people wanted to get in contact with you? Have you got an email?
I have. If people want to contact me directly, my email, it's all lowercase. It's annie.murphy@moneywise.org.uk.
Brilliant. I'll pop that in the description of the podcast as well, if people want to contact
no, that's fine.
you.
If they want to contact me themselves, that's fine. And then if I can't handle the issue, I can make sure I can pass it on to a colleague or to a partner.
Definitely. I think it's just useful for everyone. Everyone has those things that crop up that they need the extra cash for. And for me, last month it was my car, my clutch completely broke, and I wasn't expecting that at all. That was a massive thing. And I think if you've got that little safety net behind you, it takes the pressure off your mental health as well, because it relieves the worries.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
No, well, thank you very much for inviting me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
No problem. Thank you.
Stay safe, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Sun and Mind No Filters podcast. Today we speak to Annie Murphy from MoneyWise Credit Union. MoneyWise are the oldest and largest credit union in the North East, and Annie is going to talk us through some of the key features of their service that can help the people of Sunderland save, plan ahead and make our money work better for us.